Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. Today we're going to be talking about Days Gone director John Garvin calling out the woke reviewers who couldn't handle a white male protagonist looking at his date's ass. We're going to jump right into this article right away from browsing in the comics. If you guys do like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you do like to leave your comments below, subscribe for more content, and as always, ring the bell for notifications. That way you get notifications every time I post a new video, and let's jump right into it. Days Gone director John Garvin calls out woke reviewers who couldn't handle a white male protagonist looking at his date's ass, which is such a weird thing nowadays. Days Gone director John Garvin has denounced negative critique of the game, laying some of the blame on woke reviewers who couldn't handle a white male protagonist looking at his date's ass. In a since deleted tweet responding to a user who asked how Days Gone didn't get universal praise from critics, Garvin went on to share 3 reasons as to why he thought this was the case. These included the game having tech issues like bugs, streaming, and frame rate, which are all important when you're releasing a new game, but it's actually such a common thing nowadays. It's more like a release now, fix later mentality that these developers have, and I have no sympathy for developers when their games get low critic scores or low review scores over stuff like this. Reviewers who couldn't be bothered to actually play the game, and woke reviewers who couldn't handle a gruff white biker looking at his date's ass. While user reviews on Steam and Metacritic are quite positive, critic scores are slightly lower. While user reviews across PC and PlayStation 4 average out to 8.6 out of 10 on Metacritic, the Metascore from critics is 73 out of 100. Nonetheless, the Days Gone does have its fair share of scorn, with some taking issue with protagonist Deacon St. John. Kotaku's Joshua Rivera notes in his review that along with the game's narrative being derivative of the post-apocalyptic genre, Deacon wasn't anything new either. It is exhausting, quote, "It is exhausting to watch another gruff white dude experience the extremes of humanity brought about by disaster, to be torn between pure, reliable self-interest and the fragile strength of community, as if those are the only 2 ways to be." He added, "It's dumping water into the ocean, failing to offer anything new in favor of blending formlessly into arguments made by 10 years of The Walking Dead and countless post-apocalyptic games of its ilk." The thing is, The Walking Dead is a very successful comic. It always was a very successful comic series. It was a very successful show for about, I would say, 7 seasons. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, am I right? VG247's Kirk McKeon compared Deacon to a, quote, "sexist, murderous Batman who wears a backwards cape and a biker gang cut." Gee, man. This was partly motivated by Deacon killing bikers, vandalizing the church he married his wife in, and then burning it down so it cannot be vandalized further. Polygons, these are the bottom of the barrel types of reviewers, by the way. Polygon's Colin Campbell stated in his preview that Deacon, quote, "came across as a bloviated paragon of old school road warrior machismo." Yeah, because, people didn't like the movie The Warriors or Fight Club or things like that. He was so badly written that at one point assembled critics laughed at his lines. But they don't explicitly give you the lines. In the outlet's full-length review, Alice Stanley and said Deacon reminded her of at least half a dozen other video game protagonists, and yet you had no problem with characters like Joel from The Last of Us being a straight white male. Vice's Patrick Klepek insisted the game tries to present him as a morally complex anti-hero, and it doesn't land. That's fine. That's perfectly fine criticism. He then added, "It's one thing to present players with a character they're supposed to feel conflicted about, but what am I supposed to do with a person who says you can't shoot a woman unless you have to, while later selling a woman he saved to a labor camp, knowing she'll spend her whole life digging ditches for the tyrant running the place?" Yeah. It's not really that big a deal. It's called character development. In his review of Scream Rant, bottom of the barrel website, Ty Sheedlow noted, "Deacon is generally unlikable, killing plenty of non-freakers in a very Nathan Drake-like fashion. Meanwhile, the Uncharted series was very successful, so why is there a problem? Their personality mismatching how they feel little anguish over killing foes, even with the odd quip." Sheedlow also takes issue with Deacon's commitment to his biker shtick in the post-apocalypse, and even his morals against killing unarmed women. This Macho Man perspective sort of puts a damper on some of the more interesting side narratives. It's crazy that the actual players like the character, meanwhile y'all don't. It's a very big disconnect between the critics and the actual gamers that play these games. Several critics also took issue with Deacon's romance with Sarah Whitaker, his deceased wife. Eurogamer's Melindy Hetfeld not only took issue with a female character existing to entirely enable the male protagonist's pain, but feeling the character would have no romantic interest in Deacon. Who are you to decide that? Relationships and marriages pop up for many a reason. She explained, take her first meeting with Deacon. She was out in the mountains with a broken car and no phone reception when a stranger on a bike stops and aggressively asks her for directions, before pretending to drive well so she can ask him for help. No woman would ever. Yes, women ask men for help all the time with things like broken down cars, because typically men know how to fix broken down cars and are strong enough to fix broken down cars. So you're definitely lying when you say this. Stop trying to gaslight my women empowerment BS. We don't need no man to help me. Yeah, fuck off. If a woman would in fact ever, she would then proceed to fling herself off Deacon's bike as soon as the words, "So what's a nice lady like you doing in a place like this?" leave his mouth. Yeah, because saying something nice to a woman is misogyny. You know what I'm saying? Keith Stewart, writing for the UK's The Guardian, another garbage website, bottom of the barrel, curtly notes in his review, the romance between Deacon and Sarah is also unconvincing. Valid criticism. Why did this culture scientist fall for a charmless, monosyllabic man-child in a backwards baseball cap? Once again, love blossoms differently with different people. People click differently. Not everybody falls in love for the same reasons. Not everyone has to have everything in common with each other. For a 20-hour story, it is not enough for the writer just to go with face opposites attract. It actually is. It could just be that simple. GameSpot's Kaylee Play echoed the sentiment in her review as she felt the flashback scenes were just Deacon and Sarah talking about surface-level topics while providing a convincing reason why we're together. Deacon is a biker and Sarah's a nice girl scientist, which is fine, but opposites attract isn't enough to make the relationship compelling. It actually is if it's written properly. It's romantic in that Deacon has to give it up on Sarah, but the main takeaway from the flashback is that they're physically attracted to each other and that Deacon doesn't talk about his feelings, as men usually don't in real life. They don't talk about their feelings, and they're physically attracted to beautiful women. That physical attraction was shown in a tweet by Plague. Quote, "Here's my Days Gone review, Plague promoted, and here is my favorite screenshot from the entire game." Sure enough, it shows Deacon staring at Sarah's butt, much like Garvin alluded to. As a point of pure speculation, it may be this very tweet that Garvin had seen. Days Gone developer Ben Studer issued a statement on Twitter the day following Garvin's tweet. Quote, "We are aware of the comments made by our previous creative director on Days Gone regarding his personal view on the critical reception of our intellectual property. Ben Studer does not share his sentiment, nor does it reflect the views of our team. You don't actually know that because you haven't actually individually went to each person and asked them about the views, and even if they did say that they're not for the views, with the same views, you don't actually know if they're telling you the truth or not. They could just be saving face so they don't lose their job and get fired. You know, the developer insisted. Our studio is immensely proud of the work we accomplished in Days Gone, and are thankful to every developer who poured their heart and soul into it, yet you guys didn't come out with a finished product. You didn't come out with a polished product. You came out with a broken product, as most current modern developers do. We are incredibly humbled by the support of our Days Gone community, and we will continue to share your enthusiasm for our world and characters as we look forward toward the future." So once again, the first thing y'all do is y'all throw him under the bus, as typical trash studios do, right? That's what y'all do. Y'all tend to always throw people on the bus that worked for you, which is not a good sign of a good company, which is why your game was a flop, essentially. And that's why they had to put it on PC, because it wasn't getting any sales. And you have trash journalists, trash game journalists writing these terrible reviews that make no damn sense. They have no complete thought. They just white man bad on everything. And it's like, I don't understand why y'all listen to these critics. You should be listening to the players who are actually playing the game and spending time with the game and the characters, rather than the trash critics who seem to constantly give, I guess decent games in this case, shitty reviews. But I don't want to continue on with this. I'm done for now with this. Thank you all for checking out this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit the like button. Comment below what your feelings are about this. Subscribe for more content. And as always, hit the bell for notifications. Hit the bell for notifications set to all, that way you get notifications every time I post a new video. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.